Tensions over racism at colleges goes beyond the University of Oklahoma this morning. Many colleges face disturbing anonymous comments posted on an app called Yik Yak. The messages range from racism and sexism to threats of violence on more than a dozen campuses. A New York Times report on Yik Yak is one of the newspaper's most emailed stories this week. A Times business editor, Peter Lattman, is here. Peter, good morning.
Hey, Nora.
Okay, first, what is Yik Yak and how does this app work?
So it's a social media app, and there's two important things to know about it. The first is that it's anonymous, so you can't tell who's posting on the app. And the second thing is the posts are only viewable within a few miles radius, so it makes it ideally suited to college campuses, and it's become enormously popular at universities around the country.
Yeah, because you can say anything with no accountability. I had never heard of this, Peter, until 2 days ago, so I'm curious about how popular it is and what are the founders behind it saying, since it's turned to such hatred, vitriolic language.
Right, so it's become incredibly popular, and look, most of what's said on it is pretty harmless. People gossip about other students, and they'll say that we're stressed about our finals, or they'll talk about where the next party is, but a lot of it is really, really offensive. So we've seen racist yaks, homophobic, anti-Semitic, misogynistic, and colleges are largely powerless to deal with it because they can't get at the identity of these students.
So what's going to happen?
Yeah.
So the site says, look, we're zealously protecting the identity of the people who post on this thing, but if law enforcement gets involved, so in a case in Michigan State University, there was a threat of gun violence. In that case, the police got involved, the kid was arrested. But the owners of the site say, we hope that the universities self-police. You can vote down a post, and if it gets enough down votes, the post will be eliminated from the site. But it's not proving particularly successful.
But if it's anonymous, how do they find out who was posting?
Well, they don't. They can't.
But I thought you said they did something about the fact that somebody posted about violence.
Oh, well, in that case, law enforcement got involved. And according to the company's policy, a court subpoena or a law enforcement request, then the company will give it up. But otherwise, if it's just, rank gossip or someone saying something offensive at a professor, they're not going to identify the user.
So, Peter, I know a lot of parents, and certainly of middle and high school students, worry about bullying, and anybody can post anonymous messages about your child. It can be really devastating. So what is the app doing to make sure that doesn't happen in younger children?
Right. So at high schools, Yik Yak proved even more problematic. And there, the company did something where they geo-fenced the app around high school campuses across the country. So you can't use it at high school campuses. And the owners of the company said, this wasn't intended for high schools. This was really intended for college kids. High school students were not mature enough to deal with Yik Yak.
Yeah.
But it seems that it's kind of a false distinction because college students don't seem especially well equipped to deal with it either.
I thought the thing was interesting that if you get enough negative comments and it's eliminated, how many negative comments do they get where people vote no and something is eliminated?
Right, so that does happen, and there is some self-policing at the universities, but it's like, spewing vitriol, and it's just hard to guard against. And they're going to have to ask themselves some serious questions at this company.
Thank you very much.